look, not everybody wants to be plus size. Not everybody likes being plus size. Not everybody likes being fat. Not everybody likes being curvy.
Nobody likes being fat. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be doing my first ever TikTok reaction. The general theme of these TikToks today is weight loss. And should people lose weight if they claim to be body positive? Can you be body positive if you choose to lose weight? Big questions over here. So let's start with Ashton.
I really didn't want to have to, but I feel the need to address.
All right, I'm already annoyed, by the way. Okay. The text on the screen says, my thoughts on the skinny epidemic. I'm already annoyed because this is a narrative that I see being pushed in the fat acceptance community a lot lately, is the skinny epidemic. And let's be real, you guys, there's no skinny epidemic in the United States of America. There is an obesity epidemic. Kiana actually just did a video. Kiana, I can't pronounce her last name. I don't think anybody can, but I love her and I love her content. She just did a video about the decline of the obesity rate because of GLP-1s. So apparently in 2022, the obesity rate in America was around 39, and now it's around 37. So we have seen a small decline, and it's the first decline that we've seen in more than 10 years. So it is a pretty big deal, but I don't think that's what they're referring to when they say the skinny epidemic. I think that people in the fat acceptance community, if you see posts about the skinny epidemic or the skinny apocalypse is another one I say, they always use the most extreme language. What they are referring to is this phenomenon of plus size influencers losing weight. They're not actually talking about the world at large, because you have to remember that this is a chronically online take by some of the most chronically online people. They have constructed a reality that's not actually real life, and the people that they follow, a lot of them are losing weight now because they have access to GLP-1s. Among other reasons. I'm sure that's not the only reason, but it has made a big impact on the rate of people successfully losing weight. So that's what they're referring to when they say skinny epidemic. They're talking about online people. They're not actually talking about the real world.
Skinny epidemic that we're in. I need to tell you that this video is not coming at anyone in particular. It's not coming at people who take the shots. It's not coming at people who are on a weight loss journey. Your body and what you do with it is none of my business.
But you can always tell when there's a but coming. Your body and what you choose to do with it is none of my business. But I'm about to tell you why it personally offends me, and it should offend every single one of your followers.
But the skinny epidemic that we're in is hitting the plus size influencer community so hard.
The plus size influencer community, what are we gonna do? Oh my God, out of all the problems that exist in the world right now, what we need to be concerned with is the emotional stability of the plus size influencer community. Do you guys remember Michaela? Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. This is kind of giving that to me. Anyway.
The reason that I feel the need to talk about this now is because I have been getting so many emails from different manufacturers who manufacture GLP-1s. And the emails are always like, we want to be a part of your weight loss journey. Like, let us help you with your weight loss journey. And they want to send me GLP-1s and want me to post about them and post about my weight loss journey with them. First of all, who said anything about a weight loss journey? I know this might come as a shock to a lot of you, but I'm not trying to lose weight. I don't want to lose weight. I genuinely like my body.
So that is annoying, I will say. If you're a content creator, you get so many spam emails. I haven't gotten an offer for a GLP-1 though, and I'm kind of offended now because I feel like all these people are getting offers and I want an offer. I don't want to take one. I definitely don't need one, but I kind of just want to be considered. Like, it's like when all these people that you know are invited to the same party and you weren't invited. And it's like, I don't really want to go, but I want to be able to turn it down. Anyway.
And that right there is where my issue lies with all of these plus size influencers who are getting on the shot and just losing a ton of weight. Before you had all of this money to buy the shots and to go through the weight loss journey and then to go through surgeries to remove excess skin, you were here on social media preaching body positivity and preaching that women should love and appreciate their bigger bodies and that they should embrace it. And in reality, the second that you got enough money, you went and changed it. So did you ever actually love your body in the first place?
Interesting. So she's trying to frame this as, she's trying to say, I'm not mad that you're taking a GLP-1. I'm mad because you're a sellout. That's the angle that she's taking. I don't think that that makes somebody a hypocrite by deciding to do something now that they have the resources and the access to do that. I don't think that makes you a hypocrite. It would make you a hypocrite if you were secretly doing it and then simultaneously posting, I love my fat body and I would never lose weight, but secretly you're taking a GLP-1. Yeah, that would make you a hypocrite. But I don't think this community has a really big problem with people changing over time. Even when it comes to their own health, which is like, it obviously changes over time because you age. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of room to actually grow and evolve as a person. And that's something that I've noticed.
Or were you just saying that? Because something we're not realizing is access to GLP-1s and the amount of money that it costs to be on a GLP-1 is not something that the average person can afford. Again, let me reiterate, my issue is not the fact that you're taking a GLP-1, it's not the fact that you're losing weight, it's the fact that you have built this platform and monetized this platform off of body positivity and loving your body, and you have gained followers who truly look up to you and look at you and see their body and know that you have the same body.
Okay. Whew. Two things. Nobody has the same exact body as somebody else. And this is the issue with parasocial relationships. One of the many issues is like you can see yourself in somebody and you can also think that somebody else is so fabulous and kind of like want to model certain things, certain parts of your life or your style or your clothing or your makeup or whatever to that person. But you don't really know that person, and also you are not that person. They're not even your friend. They're part of your life in this parasocial way that's it's not real. So while I understand that relationship, like the parasocial relationship, it feels real to you, you gotta always, in the back of your mind, know that it's not and that this person has no idea who you are. Another thing that I want to touch on is Megan Ann did a video. I can't remember which video it was, but she made such a good point, and I think about it a lot, about how a lot of fat acceptance takes are inherently not feminist. And, oh, you know what? I think she was talking about the Virgie Tovar video. If you don't know who Virgie Tovar is, she's one of the 4 horsemen of fat acceptance. So I think she was talking about the video that Virgie Tovar did about office parties and about when cake is being served at office parties, how a woman shouldn't ask for a smaller slice of cake just in case there's a fat person there that wants a bigger slice of cake. Then it might make them feel bad that they don't want an extra big piece of cake or something.
A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse. Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large.
I don't know. To be honest, that all that stuff, like, I try not to engage with it because it's so Looney Tunes. But anyway, she was talking about that and this concept of like, before I make a decision about what's right for me, I have to think about the feelings of everyone else around me. That's something that is always pushed on women, this idea of being selfless, this idea of putting everybody else's feelings ahead of your own and everybody else's needs ahead of your own. It's not what we should be encouraging women to do. We should be encouraging women to make decisions that are in line with who they are and what they need, not nameless, faceless people on the internet that they've never met. And yeah, I mean, technically, could they have monetized off of them? Yeah, but that's a customer. That's not their friend. That's not their family. And that's certainly not an extension of who they are. So I don't agree with, thinking about all of these other people before you think about yourself. I think you really need to take care of yourself first.
Immediately when you get money, you go and change it. What kind of message does that send to your followers? Imagine you're a follower who has the exact same body type as you, and they've been following you forever, and you love your body, so they have started to love their body, and then immediately you go and change it once you have enough money to get on a GLP-1. So they're sitting there like, did she ever actually love our body? Did she ever actually think it was okay to...
Our body. That's very revealing. Did she ever actually love our body? I know what she's trying to say, and I know that she doesn't mean, I know that she's not actually trying to take ownership of this influencer's body, but Freud said that there are no mistakes. And I think that statement was so revealing just then. I don't think she thinks this person is a sellout. I think that she is upset because the decision that this person has made makes her feel insecure about herself. It's making her second guess her own attitude about her body. That's the reason. It's not because this person made money and now they're selling out and not sticking to their ideals or whatever she's trying to say.
Look like we do? Or was she just saying that until she could change it? That's my problem. If you are genuinely not okay and not happy being in a plus size body, do not make a platform and monetize that. And look, not everybody wants to be plus size. Not everybody likes being plus size. Not everybody likes being fat. Not everybody likes being curvy.
Nobody likes being fat. Let's just get that super clear. I think you can get to a place where you accept being fat, but there's nothing to prefer about being fat. From my experience and the experience of many people that I know, there's really no benefit to being fat. I'm not saying that it makes you a bad person. I'm not saying that it makes you ugly or inferior in any way. Don't get it twisted. I think, people in all bodies are equally worthy and deserving of love and deserving of a good life. But let's be real, nobody loves being fat. I don't think I need to say anything else.
Whatever you want to call it. Again, your body is none of my business. But what is my business is when you make an entire platform claiming that you do love your body and that you are plus size and that you're confident and that you're happy in that, and you just lie. Because if you were actually confident in your body, if you actually loved being plus size, you wouldn't feel the need to change it as soon as you got enough money. I know that I've done a lot of rambling in this video, but basically it just feels like we've been lied to. It makes your followers look back on all your videos and question, did she ever actually mean it? Or was she just saying that because she didn't have enough money to get on a GLP-1? And heck, it's even gotten to me. I keep asking myself, once I hit a certain amount of followers or start making a certain amount of money from TikTok, do I need to start getting on a GLP-1? I don't want to be on a GLP-1. I've tried a GLP-1, but I didn't like it. And when
Okay, now I kind of feel like we're witnessing a crash out. Wait. The plot thickens. You tried a GLP-1 and you didn't like it. So, did she want it? Listen. I don't know this girl's story. I actually didn't know her as a creator prior to this. Maybe she went on a GLP-1 for an entirely different reason, but it seems like she's not sure where she stands. That's the vibe that I'm getting, because she's saying she loves her body, she doesn't want to change it, but she also tried a GLP-1 and she didn't like the GLP-1. So which is it? Like, and I'm really not, I don't want to just say something in the interest of being mean. I'm genuinely trying to get to the heart of it. It seems like she's a very conflicted person. It seems like she wants to be happy and satisfied in the body that she is in, but she's not quite there, and she is looking to all of these other people for validation, like to validate her life choices, and now they're not, and that upsets her.
I tried the GLP-1, I was going through so many side effects and I was just not feeling good. I was like, I would rather be fat and happy than be skinny and miserable.
I hate when people say that. I hate when people say that, because those are not the only two options. I think for millennials, I'm speaking for myself and my generation, I am a millennial. I was born in 1990, baby. I think that we have been really scarred from the early 2000s. People bring it up all the time, like the crazy diet culture of that era. I think we've been scarred because we grew up with things like all these diet crazes, the Special K diet, you know, like replace 2 of your meals with a bowl of Special K. And I think for many of us, we've internalized the idea that like it needs to be that extreme and that you need to be torturing yourself to lose weight, or else you're not going to be able to do it. Like, that's where I think a lot of us are mentally, even though that's not true. And there's so much more information on the internet now that can tell you how to be in a moderate calorie deficit, like nothing crazy. There are entire accounts on Instagram where people go to different fast food restaurants and they show you how to eat at fast food places in a calorie deficit, like very reasonable, how to eat all the things that you like just with moderate portions. We just have an endless well of information now. We're not where we were in the 2000s when it was like, you know, you need to be on Atkins or you need to be on the Beyonce spicy lemonade diet or else you're never gonna lose weight. Like, I think we have more of an understanding about that now. First of all, you don't need to be skinny. I don't like when people say, like, I'd rather be fat and happy than skinny and miserable. Nobody is saying you have to be skinny, but you can get down to a healthy body weight or closer to a healthy body weight. Like, it's not, everything doesn't need to be so extreme. And also, you don't have to be miserable. Like, you can do things slow. You can do things in a way that makes sense for you. There's no, like, it's not a race. There's no, ranking system. It's not the New York Marathon. You're not going to get a prize for winning first. I don't even know if you get a prize if you finish first at the marathon, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be so extreme. I also don't think that there is such a thing as like being happy with your fatness. People get complacent. They get comfortable, they get stuck in their ways. I don't think that's the peak of happiness. I don't think anybody's living optimally in an obese body. And I don't think it's one or the other. I think you can be fit and you can be healthy and happy. That should be the goal. Let's take skinny off the table. Let's take fat off the table. Like, you can be more fit than you are now, and you can be healthier than you are now, and happier.
I just don't think it's fair to those of us who are actually trying to send the body positive message because we actually believe in it. Just feels like there's a bunch of phonies out there. Anyways,
Phonies? Okay, Holden Caulfield. There's a bunch of phonies out here. I mean, the whole it's not fair thing, it's like, how old are you? You know, grow up.
There's some of my piece on the skinny epidemic. Now, for my followers on here, let me assure you, I actually love my body. I'm actually okay with being plus size. Do I have bad body image days? Yeah, but everyone does. I love my husband, but there are days that I don't like him. There are moments that I don't like him. I wouldn't put myself on the internet and constantly face the mean comments that I get every day if it wasn't something that I actually believed in and that I'm actually fighting for. I am so incredibly grateful for this platform, and the last thing that I would ever want to do is make you feel like you've been lied to. My goal on this app is obviously to spread joy and positivity.
That's all great. And listen, I love following plus size people who radiate positivity and who don't, spew fat acceptance propaganda nonstop. Like, there are tons of creators that don't fall into this category that are plus size, and they're great. And, even just like all the fashion content that exists now for plus size people that didn't used to exist, I think that's all fantastic. Whether or not, no matter what you think the situation should be, the majority of Americans are still overweight. And it's not doing anybody any favors to not have them be represented in media. So I would never say anything against that. I think it's great that there are plus size creators doing their thing. But it just sucks that this girl looks pretty young. I assume she's maybe in her late 20s. I'm not sure, but she's not allowing herself any room to grow and evolve. And it goes back to what she was saying earlier. They judge people who've been on the internet for years for changing over time and for reassessing what's right for them. And they don't realize they're doing it, but they're not giving themselves any grace to grow and evolve in the future. And what if in 10 years she has some major health problem and she still has a following, but now she needs to lose weight? Well, then now she has to feel like a hypocrite. She's not gonna want to do it. She's not gonna want to tell people about it. She's gonna put herself through the same garbage that these other influencers are going through now that are making her mad. It sucks that this is her digital footprint now, and she can never change. I mean, she can change, but it's going to be harder now if she ever wants to.
And to maybe help some of you gain some confidence, but also to remind you guys of something that my mom always told me growing up. I remember when I was in high school and I wanted to try out for the dance team, and I told her that I was scared and I didn't want to because everybody on the team was skinny. She told me this: you can do everything that every single one of those girls can do. You just do it in a bigger t-shirt size. You deserve to be in that room, to be on that team just as much as anybody else does. Your weight, your body, your belly is the least interesting thing about you.
I agree, your body is the least interesting thing about you, but by the same logic, I think we shouldn't tear people apart when they want to change it, because they have other things to offer this world other than being fat. When you say it out loud, it's so ridiculous. It's just, why would we shame somebody for not wanting to be fat? It's ridiculous. Now, the thing about the dance team, good for your mom for giving. I think that's sweet. However, I will just say, I don't know what size she was in high school, but we're deluding ourselves if we think that people in much larger bodies can do everything that people in smaller bodies can do. That's not the case. I mean, there are, mildly overweight people, moderately overweight people. A lot of Olympic athletes are technically overweight, right? But they're not obese generally. I mean, sumo wrestlers can really throw their weight around, but that's a very specific sport. Bigger people can't do everything that smaller people can do. We're lying to ourselves if we think that's true. But, if you were a moderately chubby girl in high school and you were on the dance team, yeah, 100%, you shouldn't be excluded from that. I would never say you should be excluded from that. I think that's lovely. It doesn't really have to do with what we're talking about here, though.
You have so much more to offer than your body. I love you so much.
Love you too. Okay, this is by I Am Trinity. Oh, and this looks like, okay, so she's on a weight loss journey. So before, after. Good for her. Okay. Let's see what she has to say.
As beautiful as you may be while you're fat, if you're being honest with yourself, you can admit that it's not fun. It's not fun being uncomfortable, breathing hard by doing the smallest action, feeling weighed down and lazy. It's not fun trying on an outfit and not liking the way that it fits. It's not fun having to shop on certain websites for clothes because they don't have your size. And I think the sooner you get to a point of being real with yourself and not being delusional and not trying to prove to the world that you love yourself, that you could actually start taking action and changing that.
I think that what she's saying, which is how I feel, is that loving yourself is an action. Loving yourself is not just accepting the way that you are now and thinking, I don't ever have to change because I love myself. I'm perfect just the way I am. I love my dog and I take him out on walks. I feed him nutritious food. I, do things that are mentally stimulating for him. I play with him. I don't just let him lay around and eat steak bones all day because I think he's perfect the way he is. Like, that's not how it works. When you love something or someone, including yourself, you do whatever you can to take care of it and to treat them the best that you can possibly treat them. And I'm sorry, but eating to the point where you are severely obese, that's not the action of loving yourself. I don't think it is, at least. And I also like that she started off saying, you can be beautiful, because it's not about beauty. And that's another thing that gets under my skin about fat acceptance is they turn it into a beauty contest a lot of the time. Oh, well, we deserve to be desired just as much as thin bodies. And for some reason, they can't understand that it's really not about being beautiful. You can be beautiful, but that doesn't really get you very far. That's not that important. Having a face card that never declines, it's not that important. Having a lot of clothes and looking trendy, that's not that important. That's not going to change your life. Being fit and healthy and engaging in health promoting behaviors every single day, that will change your life. That will vastly improve your quality of life. It has nothing to do with looking good. Anyway.
I know because I've been there with my weight up and down. It just don't give. I'm not saying that you can't be fat and fine, but one thing about it, if you were to drop some weight, you would feel so much better physically. You would have so much more energy. Your health would increase overall. You know what I'm saying? You would be that much further away from diseases. And I feel like there's just always gonna be those people that aren't ready to admit that, but it's the truth.
So this was my experience in a larger body. I think I'm speaking for myself, but I've talked to other people who've lost weight, and it seems to be a common thing that you don't see how bad it is until you're ready to admit it to yourself. Like she just said, you're in such denial because it's a form of self-protection. Whenever anybody would ever even gently suggest that I not consume so many calories, or they would gently say something about my weight, not in a public situation, just like a family member privately to me, I would get so defensive. I would say no, I'm fine, I'm healthy. Or, somebody would be like, did you know that has a lot of calories in it? No, it doesn't. It's fine. It's Odwalla juice, whatever. It's a naked smoothie. It's healthy. It's fine. I would deflect and get so defensive, and it's because I wasn't ready to admit it to myself. And over time, I've realized that the worst type of lying that you can do is lying to yourself, because that means that you're so deep in delusion that you can't even see the truth. So I do agree with her. I think a lot of things become clear once you're able to admit it to yourself. I mean, I guess that's what they say in AA or for addicts, right? You need to first admit that you have a problem. That's the first step. And it's the same with your health and with obesity. And I think she's right. Like, in fat acceptance, a lot of creators will act like being fat is fun. And I don't feel like they very often will discuss the reality of what it's like to be in a fat body, like all the negative things that come along with it, because it's under the guise of body positivity. Well, we need to be positive all the time, but that's not realistic. I would rather live in a world or in a reality that is real, that is realistic, not idealistic. Because you can have ideals and you can want, like, for example, I think people in larger bodies should be treated with respect just as much as thin people should be. But I also recognize that's not the reality that we live in, right? So I can't change the world. I can make changes for myself. I think that's all that I have to say about this one. Okay, we have a couple more. This one I'm excited about.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but being fat sucks. It really, really sucks. I was overweight my whole entire life. This is like the first time in my life that I'm getting to experience this life of a smaller person or an average sized person, whatever it is. It's really different. How I feel is different. How I'm treated is different. All like the simple day-to-day tasks, like buckling my freaking seatbelt, is easy. So much of my life is easier because of my size. And that is just such a weird thing, because when I was 300 pounds, again, I had never been small, so I didn't know that this different life existed, that people were living such easier lives than me. I didn't really think of it in the moment, but now, like, being on the other side, I can be like, oh, well, like, yeah, simple day-to-day tasks, like walking up the stairs, oh my God, doing laundry, I could go on and on.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Like, I think you get used to certain things, and so you can't even admit it to yourself that it's hard. Because, well, A, because you don't know the difference, but B, because, like, you're so used to going through the motions of everyday life, you get complacent.
So many things were hard because of my size, and I just remember being 300 pounds. I had a couple of years, pretty dark years, honestly, where I hated myself. I wanted to change so much. I wanted to be skinny. I wanted to lose weight more than anything, and just sobbing because I couldn't do it. I was letting myself down every single day. I was listening to motivational podcasts and crying during those because I was like, yes, that is what I want. I want to be skinny. I want to be able to do all these things.
Once again, this is how I think people let themselves down a little bit. Obviously, she's lost a lot of weight. Mazel tov to her. But it's not like, you don't have to be skinny. I think being, like, setting skinny as the goal is setting yourself up for failure. You should set small, attainable goals, and those will be much easier to progress with.
And just not being able to do it. So frustrating. And I wish I could tell you, like, what happened that with this time. I don't know what changed. I don't know what happened. I don't know what it was in my mind that this time I was able to do it. I was able to stick to it and lose the weight.
That's what you get to a point where you have to make the decision. This is like, for me personally, and everybody else I know who's lost a significant amount of weight, that's what it is. Like, you're in denial until you aren't anymore. You get to a place where you're like, I'm done lying to myself. Like, I'm done deluding myself. And you have to get there, but it certainly doesn't help when you're immersed in a community that is telling you that it's perfectly fine to stay the way you are. And that actively doesn't want you to change, by the way, because they want you to validate their life choices. Just saying.
I have no freaking clue, but I do want to tell you, if you are on a journey, you're trying to get started, I promise this other side is so much better. And I hate saying that. I don't like saying that because I don't want to rub it in. I don't want to be like, oh, like, being skinny is better. I don't like that. But it is. I literally, like, every single part about it. It is better. Every single part.
I hate to use this word, but I honestly think this was brave of her to post. I do. And the reason is because a lot of people are going to look at this video and think she's a bitch. She's a skinny bitch for saying that out loud. And I think like that's one of the reasons why the fat acceptance movement has been able to rage on for so long. And a lot of the creators within the movement have been able to say the most batshit insane garbage. Because anybody who speaks out against it, or anybody who stands up against the movement and says, hey, you know, the reality is it kind of sucks to be fat. It's much better to be in a healthy body, at a healthy body weight. Anybody who comes out and says that, they feel like they're punching down. They feel like they're bullying people who are just trying to get by. But the fact is, these people that go around talking about how great it is to be fat, stay fat in 2025, don't comply, don't succumb, don't, whatever their weird message is, they're living in delusion, and it feels like you're punching down to be like, hey, tap, tap. It's not that great to be fat. Like, you can't say that because you feel like you're being a bully or something. But I don't think she's being a bully. I think she's being honest. I think most people will have this experience. I don't know a single person who's lost weight who says that they were happier, healthier, or more fulfilled when they were larger. I don't know one. But I do know a lot of people who say that their lives vastly improved after they lost weight and got down to a healthy BMI. Not skinny. Not skinny. Just a healthy body weight. Last one.
I need to get off TikTok today because why did I just see a video on my For You page that said life is better when you're not fat? Excuse me? What the fuck? Like, that's so weird. I don't know if you guys grew up in like the Tumblr, Twitter, ED era.
I did. Hi.
But it's giving that.
It's not giving that. It's not giving that. Like, somebody saying I was 300 pounds and then I lost weight and now I feel so much better and my quality of life has improved so much. That is not the same as seeing Nicole Richie on the cover of a magazine with her bathing suit bottoms falling down because she's so emaciated. And like cutting that out of the magazine and putting it on your Thinspiration wall in your college dorm room. That is not, those are two completely different things. And I really don't like how the two are being conflated.
No! No! Stop it. I just couldn't believe.
Okay. She didn't really make a lot of points for me to respond to, but I thought it was funny to juxtapose that with the other videos because the way that it's being framed lately is like, we're back in Y2K. We're back in Thin is in, heroin chic, Kate Moss. We are not. I'm sorry, we're not there. And a lot of these people, by the way, I don't know how old this girl is, but a lot of the people that I see making this criticism weren't even old enough to really remember what it was like back then. Like, these bitches were born in 2001 and they're talking about we're back in the Y2K era of Paris Hilton and Britney Spears was called fat. And you didn't even know where your nose was back then. You were an amoeba. I was fucking there, okay? And I remember what it was like, okay? This isn't that. It's just another tactic that they're using to convince you that everybody has an E to the D now and everybody, and oh my God, it's worse than it ever has been. Oh, the skinny epidemic. It's not real, guys. And that's the gist of it. One more thing that I wanted to add is that isn't this the same community that's always talking about thin privilege? They're always talking about how much easier it is to walk through the world as a skinny person. Skinny. as a normal weight person. And it's weird that then somebody who is thin admits to it in a way, right? Like admits to, yeah, life is better when you're skinny, and all of a sudden they're like, no, it's not. Like, which is it? Is life amazing when you're fat, or does it suck and we need to fight for equality or whatever you want to claim we need to do? I don't think the messaging is consistent, and I think that's another thing that you will see once you start looking a little bit deeper into these videos, into this content. So that's it for today, you guys. This was, again, my first attempt ever at a reaction video. If you made it this far, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is there a skinny epidemic? Is there an obesity epidemic? Are we being dramatic on either side about weight loss or GLP-1s or what have you? If you want to show me some support, but you don't really want to leave a comment, just leave a happy face emoji. Why not? Because I'm happy to be here. So I'm gonna figure out a schedule soon, and also like formulate more of a plan in terms of when I will be posting content, how often, what types of videos. But I would love any and all feedback, and just be kind to me because I'm learning as I go. But I'm really happy to be here, and I'm happy to have all of you along the journey with me.